Hi everyone, welcome to the Wicked Late Show with me, Kim. So listen, let's get right to it because we're about to go into the 7th inning tonight for the start of our 3 games with the Toronto Blue Jays, and yeah, it's really not looking so hot so far. I'm just not enjoying this baseball season thus far. Let's just say. Okay, so right now we are 7-4 at the top of the 6th, and we're not the ones who are winning. So that's not good. All right, so before I even, before all this madness started happening and we were losing and everything, I was like, hey, yeah, I'm kind of curious to see where we stand in comparison against this team, stats-wise, a couple of different things. So going in tonight's game, we were 20-23, about to be 20-24. Ooh. But anyways, right now, 20-23. Who knows? We could turn this around. Let's stay optimistic, people. The Blue Jays coming into tonight were 23-22. Whatever. Got a couple on us, but still. But then let's take a look at a couple other statistics, people. Their highest batting average of one of their players, Drew Hutchinson, year to date, .667. Pretty rocking for a 24-year-old. Highest amount of stolen bases. We talked about this in one of my earlier shows. Got to take a little bit of risk, people. They really, comparison to us, they don't steal a lot of bases either. They're not a real risky team. They're more of a hitting team, like us. Was by a Jose Reyes on their team. He's 31 years old, and he's out there stealing bases. He's like, hell yeah, screw the age thing. He's stolen 5 bases so far year to date. So where does that leave our team just on those couple of stats comparison? So, highest batting average year to date, David Ortiz, .299. Okay, not quite the same, but, don't underestimate this Mr. David Ortiz. But what's kind of interesting when you look at our team as a whole, our batting average in comparison to the Blue Jays is there isn't this massive jump. So they have this one rockin' dude on their team, but then there's this big gap between him and the rest of the other players. Whereas on our team, we are consistently all hitters. We're not all super up there. But so we have Ortiz with .299, Pedroia .277, right below him, Victorina .274, and then so forth and so on. They're all like right down the line, pretty close. Most stolen bases this year, we already went over this. Bradley Jr. He's done only 3, but again, really can't, give him a hard time because, hey, at least he's stolen 3. Most of our players aren't doing any. They're like, yeah, I'm just going to stay on the base I'm on. Forget you. I'll wait till you're up at bat. And then I'll run. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So, speaking of Mr. Jackie Bradley Jr., him and two of his other younger players have been in the news recently, and there's a bit of an uproar between Red Sox fans and broadcasters and all these different arguments I've been listening to all day long. So let's get right into it. Jackie Bradley Jr., he's getting a little bit of a hard time. So he's awesome at defense, not so good at bat like they had hoped. He is a young dude. This is just something that I think, as we talk about this, I think the Red Sox managers and the other older players need to just keep in mind, you take on these younger players. I know they don't want this to be a transition year. None of us do, because we just came off of a World Series, win. But what do you expect? It might be when you bring on these younger players, you want to make them grow. You got to teach them things. They're not just going to come out and be like, woohoo, yeah, and I know everything. It doesn't work like that. I don't know everything, and I'm 36 years old. So back to Bradley. Right now, he's number 11 on the list of our 16 players with a batting average of .205. Not the worst in the world, but, when you come to our players, I think, honestly, overall, our team needs to do better. So why are you harping on Mr. Bradley? Leave him alone. Stop being a bully. All right, let's go to our next newbie, Middlebrooks. Well, he broke his finger. So he's on the disabled list. We really can't do much with him. I mean, what are you going to do? He can't play, but he's right now got a batting average of .197, but hey, he really didn't play any games, so, but everybody's like, hey, should we just trade him? Because by the time he comes back, what are we going to do? Well, from what I was listening to all day today, people who saw him when he was at camp and when he was, before he was traded, they said, listen, this is a kid with talent. This is not somebody you should give up, but, he's going to come back and just sit on the bench. But if you know the kid has talent, isn't that stupid of you to trade him just because you're like, oh my God, I'm losing games? Well, listen, he's not the only one who's costing you games. What about these guys that were around last season that you still kept? Don't you think they're screwing up too? I don't know, just my opinion. So, Xander Bogaerts, another newbie. Shortstop versus third base. He got the bad news. They didn't like him playing where he was playing. So they moved him to third base. Why? We brought back Stephen Drew, who was 10 years older than him, and made him our new shortstop. So, how do you think Mr. Xander felt about that? I don't know. I mean, that's another thing that I heard back and forth on the radio. Everybody's saying, oh, well, you should have given him more time, and now you're going to put him on third base. And then somebody was saying, listen, he wasn't quick enough to be a shortstop. It just, truth of the matter was, he didn't belong in that position. He needed to go to third base, develop him there, and then move him there. And then Farrell's like, oh no, it's just temporary, until he learns more, and then we'll move around. Just stop saying all the bullshit. Like, you're not winning. You don't like where everybody's at. So, you're going to kind of be like, listen, it's a punishment, but it's not a punishment. But hey, truth matter is you're in to make money. You're in to win games. That's how the game's played. So I'm going to move you, and I'm going to bring this guy in to do your position now that I'm moving you. So, Stephen Drew. This 10-year older veteran dude, he's played 916 major league games, whereas Bogart, he's only played 49 games. He's a newbie. So, what happens when you're a newbie? Wah, wah. You never get the upper hand. It's just how it is. You're a green pea. I'm sorry, Bogart. And Middlebrooks, Bradley. I just think that this season is not going to be your season as far as getting the time and the effort that you want, because I think all the other guys, they know that they're getting up there in age, and chances are they won't have too many seasons left. So nobody wants to say it out loud, but They want to get as many World Series as they can. They don't want to teach you. They could care less if they teach you. You know, yeah, us fans want to see you win. I mean, we always want to see you win. We love when we see newbies. But I think most Red Sox fans, they're going to love you whether you win or you lose, but we'd rather see you win. I'll just say that. Yeah. And most Red Sox fans will never admit to that. Die-hard Red Sox fans will never admit to that. But the truth of the matter is, they'd rather see you win. So, yes. I'm sorry, my younger fellas, but I think you're really not going to like your season here this year with us. You're going to hear a lot of no, do this, shut up, listen to what I have to say. All right, so what else is going on tonight real quick? Celtics. My puppy. She always interrupts us. So the Celtics, they're having their draft tonight. All right, so they probably won't get what they want. I think that's just how it goes. Because last season, they tied for the 4th worst record. That's not so good. So at least we're not the only, we don't, you know, the Red Sox aren't the only team that's kind of like in the news for like bad things, you know. So the Celtics were 25-57. Tonight they have a 10.3 chance at the top pick and a 33.4 chance at the top 3. Everybody's talking about, will we get Kevin Love, Mr. Minnesota boy? Are they going to even want to trade him? And, you know, if they do want to trade him, that means we're going to have to give up some other top picks in order to get him, you know, first round picks. Is he worth it? Do we want him that bad? Everybody's saying he's really good for the team, but then he doesn't really want to come here, does he? I don't know. He said he wanted to go to warmer climate. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight. So, I don't know. But the Celtics, they're kind of a funny team to me. So the owner, Celtics owner, this past week is in the news. What is he going to do? He invests $4 to $5 million in Rob Dyrdek's Street League skateboarding team. This is why I have a hard time finding love for this sport. Basketball just isn't what it used to be. I mean, I remember the good old days, Larry Bird, those short shorts. You know, it just was different back then. Now you have those basketball wives on TV and some owner investing in skateboarding. Don't get me wrong. I love Rob Dyrdek. I totally heart that guy. But, seriously, basketball, you guys totally just have it all wrong, you know, dyeing your hair, going on the court, and you just, I don't know. I just don't even know. That's what I got for tonight. But yeah, so also in the news for tonight, another bad thing for the Red Sox before we go, and this is just not good. Felix Gibran left tonight. Looks like he got injured. So let's just read here real quick. Due to shoulder fatigue. Oh, maybe not an injury. So, real quick shout out before I go last minute. ESPN, Roto World, Sports Business Daily, MassLive.com, and, ooh, yes, Team Stream. That's where I get all my info. Oh, and Google. Google brings me to all these wonderful places. So, yes, people, that's it for the Wicked Late Show with Kim. Rocking out the pig, yeah! Hope you have a wonderful night, and, yeah, let's see what the current score is. Ugh, still 7-4. Oh, my God, good night. Love you, love you. See you later.